Hey y'all, it's Sydney Screams, and today's video is brought to you by Silc Arts. Silc Arts makes, well, ergonomic handles that are designed to help people who are in need of a little assistance when it comes to pleasure. You've seen me talk about these. I try to use every toy that I test with one of these two handles, either the vac-u-lock version or the suction cup version. And these aren't the only things that Silc Arts makes. They also make really cool dildos, which arrive in a recyclable package that is made with cardboard and honestly just looks really fancy. There's a wax seal. Okay, it's not properly wax sealed, but there is a wax seal. Technically, you could break the seal because it's just a little piece of tape there. You pull it and then it would break in theory. I just used this X-Acto knife to do that. So the dildo I'm reviewing today is the Sparrow dildo. But seriously, I love when toy companies think of recyclable packaging. Oh my god, it's gonna roll off my lap. I love when companies think of recyclable packaging because, like, it says here who made this, which is awesome and cool, but also this itself, this is super helpful. If I really wanted to, I could have just like cut it in half, put a little bit of like foam at the bottom, and then used this to house all of my pens and pencils because I am a stationery enthusiast. I need a million different colors for organizational purposes. Okay. But I love when companies have recyclable packaging. I love when it's non-plastic packaging. Cheers to Silc Arts for this really cool box that also just feels really nice to open. Like, if I were to receive this as a gift, I'd be like, wow, what's in here? This feels special. And so I'm a big fan. Literally just this part. Thank you. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for a toy. So not only does Silc Arts make their awesome handles, but they also make a small number of silicone sex toys, like the Sparrow dildo. The Sparrow, like the other toys, oh my god, there's hair. The Sparrow, like the other toys made by Silc Arts, are all made with platinum cure silicone, so they're very easy to clean, although you do get hair on them quite easily. That's just the nature of silicone. It's just how it be. Sparrow is available in 3 sizes and 3 firmnesses. There are 4 predetermined colorations to choose from, or you can pick your own custom color. I believe if you pick a custom color, you may be limited on the number of colors you can pick. I picked one of the predetermined colorations, which was amber, so it's neon yellow, neon orange, and neon pink, which does not translate particularly well on camera, as I've learned in the past, but I just really love that combination. It's kind of like fire, but pink. So this is the size large, and this is the 10A firmness. Now, when you order from Silc Arts, if you want a vac-u-lock handle or vac-u-lock attachment, their toys are only available in 1 size and 1 firmness for vac-u-lock specifically. Camera battery wanted to die. All right, so if you are ordering a vac-u-lock toy from Silc Arts, they only offer vac-u-lock attachment holes on 1 size and 1 firmness per toy. And that is the size large and the 10A firmness. So that's what I got because I wanted that sweet, sweet vac-u-lock hole because I got this at the same time that I got these. And I was like, well, if I'm going to get a vac-u-lock one, I should have a proper way of using it, shouldn't I? Yes, I should. So let's talk about Sparrow. Like I said, this is the large and 10A. So you can see there's a little bit of squish, but not the most until you get to here where the vac-u-lock port is. It goes to about there. You can kind of see where it stops. So there is an okay amount of squish. 10A tends to be a firmer toy option. If companies offer 10A, it is often the firmest that they offer, which is the case for Silc Arts as well. The Sparrow dildo has a total length of or large Sparrow dildo has a total length of 8.6 inches or 21.84 centimeters, a usable length of 7.5 inches or 13.97 centimeters, a head circumference of 5.5 inches or 13.97 centimeters, a shaft circumference of 4.75 inches or 12.1 centimeters, and if you're going to use this within a strap-on harness, like an O-ring strap-on harness, you're either going to want a 1.75 inch or 4.445 centimeter, or you're going to want a 2-inch O-ring or a 5.08 centimeter O-ring. And the reason I'm giving you two different numbers for the O-ring size is because it depends on the type of harness. Some O-ring sizes, it doesn't matter quite as much. This one does. The 1.75 inch or the 4.445 centimeter O-ring size, you're going to want to use that if you're using like a Rodeo H harness or the Ouch by Shots harness where it's got a built-in O-ring and you don't have to worry about like fasteners going around the O-ring. It'll fit, it'll be secure. If you have fasteners that go around the O-ring to connect your toy to the harness, then you're going to want to go a little bit bigger just because it's a very tight fit. Also, if you are someone who is using this in a strap-on harness and you're like, okay, but this part, I don't like that. Well, my friends over at Ubereem actually sell a vac-u-lock port plug that is specific for strap-on topping. They do sell a regular port plug. I don't personally love it, but that's another time for another conversation for a different day. It works well. It does the job well. It's a personal issue with it. That's all I'll say right now. But you have the options is what I'm getting at it for filling that port, that vac-u-lock port, if you are strap-on topping with this. Just because, you know, some people, they want it all the way to the base, and having a squishy base is not what they want. Understandable, because it's not what I want either. When I did take this to the base, if this part was squishy like it is now, I wanted to fill it with something, whether that was putting a finger in there, whether that was using the vac-u-lock handle, whatever the case may be, using the port plug. If I was riding, I've got a vac-u-lock to suction cup adapter. There are lots of options for filling vac-u-lock holes. You can put a bullet vibrator in them. You can do all sorts of fun things. You can. The biggest thing I will tell you about using the vac-u-lock port plugs is you're going to want to use a little bit of lube to get this in there, because otherwise, not going to work well. But then when you're done, you're going to want to remove the vac-u-lock from the dildo. Otherwise, it's going to sit and get sticky and dry out, and then maybe make it damn near impossible to remove. You don't want that. You don't want that. So, with the Sparrow dildo, I hope that my camera picks the details up well enough, but as you can see, hopefully it's got a little bit of a head and a face. You've got the body of the sparrow, and then as the sparrow goes into the shaft, it's, I'm guessing, like the air moving behind the sparrow kind of vibe. So you've got a nice big top shaft here, and then a slightly less girthy shaft, which means that the head, this big head, feels really freaking filling. It feels filling, and I love that feeling. Personally, it's one of my favorite feelings when it comes to masturbatory or sex just in general. I like the feeling of full. And this really provides, because as this is moving within you, like that feeling of fullness just, whew, it's delightful in my opinion. Maybe not for everybody, but for me, I love it. However, if I am taking the full length of this, certain positions were more or less comfortable than others. I do enjoy depth play, vaginal depth play. However, some toys are better for it than others. I felt that the head of this, it being slightly bigger and slightly asymmetrical as I'm looking at it now, it's just ever so slightly asymmetrical, and I did not really notice that before. But it makes enough of a difference, the size of it, that I forget what I was saying. Oh my gosh. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. But as using this, like it's, oh, depth play. Depth play, that's where I was. Certain toys just work better or worse for depth play. For me, it really depended on the position I was in, because I was able to take the full length in certain positions. Other positions weren't as comfortable. That's just kind of the nature with depth play and my body specifically, though. It may be different for you. I don't know, because I don't know your body. I really enjoyed cock warming with Sparrow, but I also really enjoyed having it thrust into me, whether that was me self-thrusting, using a handle, using my hand, or having a partner thrust it into me, whether by hand or with a strap-on harness. I really enjoyed this, specifically this big head moving within me. When I was having Cassie, my wife, strap on top me with Sparrow, we did have to work a couple positions in a different way just because they weren't comfortable for me taking the full length, and like she was going as deep as she could, because bless her heart, she loves that. But yes, so you just have to be a little careful with that depth play. The big head isn't for everyone. Some people it is, some people it's not. You find you know. I really I loved it for every use I tried it with. The firmness does make that feeling of fullness feel a little bit more intense or exaggerated than like a softer silicone does, in my opinion. But I find that to be the case with any firm materials. Like when I use glass toys, they feel bigger because they're just so firm. There's no give. And so my body is stretching slightly to work around them. Whereas like with a softer silicone, that has more give. My body's not working quite as hard, but this is very firm. It gave me that nice feeling of fullness. Cassie did not try the dildo on herself. The shaft is a little bit more narrow than what she likes, although I have asked her to try this at some point because I think the firmness is good for her, and I think like she'll enjoy that bigger head. It's a nice dildo, and I did want to show you just a little bit of vac-u-lock tips here. So we're not gonna use this lube for anything that is going inside me because it's not vaginal safe, but we're gonna put a little bit of lube on just the inside of the lip there. Then we're gonna take this, kind of start to gently push it in, rotating it a little bit to kind of lube everything, and then we slide on in. So once it is fully attached, then I am able to just boop, 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 or boop, 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 whatever. But to remove this, so this is nice because it's already nice and wet and lubricated for me. All I like to do is take a thumb, kind of pull slightly so you can see the seal break, and then I'm doing this on the other hand, the wrong hand. So pull with this hand, and then with this, I am slightly just wiggling, popping it out. So easy peasy. I do recommend being a little gentle with it because even though this is 10A firmness, so it is more firm than like a softer silicone, you can still damage your vac-u-lock port. So just be a little careful. Use your thumb like I just showed you to kind of pull it away from the vac-u-lock attachment that's inside of it. This is a nice toy, y'all. And I love that I have a handle to use it with. I also attached this to my Highsmith fuck machine. I used it with this. I used it with the port plug from Ubereem. I've used it with the suction cup adapter where it's a vac-u-lock port and then it just goes to a suction cup base. It's like an adapter. Ubereem has a lot of good adapters to go with vac-u-lock toys. Check that out. But yes, this does handle well in a strap-on harness. It is anal safe. It is just a nice design, and even though it is slightly asymmetrical, I literally did not notice just how asymmetrical it is until like today. But I do really enjoy it. I think it's a well-made dildo. I like the design. A lot of the texture is like more vertical design, which I think makes it a little less intense feeling, although in a 10A, all texture feels more noticeable to me than in softer silicones. So yeah, that is the Sparrow dildo by Silc Arts. I will drop my affiliate link for it below. I do earn a small commission if you purchase with my affiliate link, but that just helps me keep my blog powered. SydneyScreams.com. I do have a written review of this up on SydneyScreams.com if you're interested in that. But check it out. Let me know what you think. Please use my affiliate links to shop so I can continue running my site and continue investing in toys to review so I can help you find toys that will work for you. So thank you all for watching. Thank you, Silc Arts, for sending me the Sparrow dildo to review. It's a really nice design. It's a really nice design. Also, I have to say, I appreciate that it is very like old school tattoo inspired design. Like I've seen this on a tattoo, y'all. I've seen it maybe around like a little heart that says mom or something, you know. But I've seen it. I love it. I think that it's worth getting. It's worth getting, you know? So thank you, Silc Arts. Thank you everyone else for watching this. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Comment below what you think of the Sparrow dildo. And I'll see you next time for more Sydney Talks Toys.